Freshman, John Bonds.
I have a question for each one of you. Everyone wants to know, are you rich? You know, I looked in my wallet this morning and I looked at my checkbook and I realized I don't have much money, but I'm a rich man. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, when I was a little guy, my folks didn't have much money, but we enjoyed celebrating the holidays, particularly Christmas. My three brothers and I would bound out of bed on Christmas morning, and generally there was one toy under the tree for us, and the rest of our presents were clothes, of course, that my mom had made for us. After the presents were opened, you would find my three brothers and I in our tighty-whities and our white t-shirts with our holsters strapped on and our cowboy boots on, running through the house, howling as we played cowboys and Indians. About 10 o'clock, we would take off to go to my Aunt Gertie and Uncle Pearl's house. My Aunt Gertie always roasted a 25-pound turkey. And the big draw at their house was watching my older brother try to eat an entire turkey drumstick. He was about 9 years old before he got that accomplished. From the holidays, I learned the value of family, and I grew richer. When I was about 7, my older brother Phil and I were walking back to our house along the highway, and we found an unopened pack of Camel cigarettes. Oh, were we excited. We ran home. We threw the door open. Mom, can we smoke? Can we smoke? Mom said, sure, but the rule is if I open that pack of cigarettes, you gotta smoke the entire pack. Oh, we were excited. We were ready to go. And Mom took us out to the shed. She lit up those first 2 cigarettes, and boy, I felt very sophisticated with that cigarette in my fingers. And I smoked that first cigarette, and it wasn't too bad until it got short, and then things got hot. Then my mom lit that second cigarette, and I got to tell you, it wasn't near as good as the first one. And by the time I got done, it was tasting pretty bad. Then she lit that third one. I will tell you, I don't remember whether I got the third one completely smoked, because my brother and I were both green around the gills, and we were sick the rest of the day. You know, lessons my mom taught me, I grew richer. When I was in high school, I grew up in a town called Garland, Wyoming, and there were 15 boys there. And a typical August day might find us out playing kick the can until midnight. We would be up and at 6 a.m. the next morning at the high school for football practice. As soon as football practice was done, we were out stacking hay. The local farmers would give us a truck, and we had 2 people on the ground grabbing the bales and boosting them up onto the truck. 2 guys on the truck stacking. As soon as the truck was full, we were back into the corral. We had to unload that truck and put it in a stack by the corral so that there would be feed for the cattle during the winter. We got 5 cents a bale, and we could stack 1,000 bales. $50 divided 4 ways. Boy, we thought we were rich. As soon as the hay stacking was done, then it was back in that evening for second round of football practice. You know, from that, I learned the value of teamwork, and I also learned the value of friends. Later on, I went into the military, and as my military career was ending, they had Project Transition, where they were working to train blue-collar workers. And I went to work for a man named Don Harris, and he was building a trailer court outside the base at Fort Huachuca, Arizona. I helped lay water line and sewer line and gas line, and we were even building a laundromat, because in order for him to lease trailer spaces to the government, there had to be a laundromat there. One of the things when he leased the spaces, one of the requirements was that you had to clean it up when you moved your trailer off. He had rented 3 spaces to a staff sergeant. That staff sergeant came in and moved his trailers in the middle of the night, and he left his trailer spaces absolutely filthy with weeds about this tall. I heard Mr. Harris call the staff sergeant and talk to him, and I'll tell you what he said to that staff sergeant made me feel about this tall. But out of this, I learned that a man is only as good as his word. And I grew richer. From family, from friends, from work, I have had all sorts of lessons that made me rich. But I will tell you that when my grandson comes up and he throws his arms up around my neck and he says, "Grandpa, I love you," I know that I'm the richest man in the world. Madam Toastmaster.